Good morning, 5th grade. We're ready for language lesson 150, lesson 146 today. We also have a math test today, which means no video class for math. Maybe you knew that already, but just go ahead, get started on your test. Make sure you look over your test, take your time, do your best, check over it the best that you can, and try to get a really good grade. Also, I just thought we should, I don't know, spice things up a little bit or something. I wish that I could talk to you actually and hear about your week and what you're doing. But I thought that I would start off with just maybe saying something interesting that I do if I get bored. Since we're at home a lot, we don't go to school and things like that recently. I thought I would start off class this morning with just sharing something that's fun for me to do if I get bored and need something to entertain myself. So, as you know, I'm at home and it's fun to be here with my family. A couple of the days when I just had nothing else to do and I was kind of bored. It was nice outside, the sun is shining. I like to go outside with my little sister and we'll play basketball, just throw a basketball for a while. Just throw basketball, and practice, get better at that. That's something fun that entertains me and is something that I like to do. So, you should think of something that you like to do when you get bored, and then when you call me this afternoon, you could tell me what you like to do at home. Maybe you don't get bored, maybe you just love all the time you have. And if you do, that is awesome. But anyway, I just thought it would be fun to start off with a little something different today. Also, I'm planning to do our little tour around our property and in our house and such, hopefully with Monday's lesson. I will probably be sending a link over email instead of just posting it like normal on YouTube. I will probably be sending a link over email for you to click on, go to the lesson for that day, and watch the tour. I might actually have it separate from the lesson. I'll give you further details about that, but hopefully I will have that posted for Monday. But I will let you know. I will let you know once it gets closer to the time and if everything works out okay. So let's get started with our lesson for today. We're going to start with a little dictionary drill again. I know last time that we did this, the video was choppy and it was hard for you to follow along in this drill well because your time got chopped out. So hopefully it works better today. Do the best you can. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Obviously, things are not always super practical and they don't always work well with this whole thing, but we'll do the best we can. So you need a dictionary for this. If you have one with you, great. If you don't have one with you, go get one. And we are going to do kind of the same thing that we did last week. I'm going to give you 50 seconds for the first word, 40 seconds for the next word, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and 10 seconds. And obviously 10 seconds is really fast to find a word in the dictionary, but it's just for the challenge. So get your dictionary, and just shortly here we will get started. Hopefully you have it with you, hopefully you're ready. If not, join in when you're ready. We have obedience, sandwich, authority, giraffe, and electricity. Close your dictionary, and as soon as I say go, you can look for the word obedience and see how many of the words you can find in the time that I give you. Just fun little drill to practice how well we can find things in the dictionary. So, first word, obedience. Are you ready? You will have 50 seconds. Close your dictionary, and 1, 2, 3, go. 50 seconds. Look for the word obedience. You have 10 seconds left. And stop. Okay, next word, we have 40 seconds. Next word is sandwich. Close your dictionary. I'm going to show the countdown on the camera, so you can look up at your time you have left for when you're looking for the word. Ready? Sandwich. 1, 2, 3, go. Ten seconds left. And stop. Okay, your next word is authority. You have 30 seconds to find authority. Close your dictionary. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Ten seconds left. And stop. Next word is giraffe, and you have 20 seconds to find giraffe. Close your dictionary. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Uh, 8 seconds left. Sorry, it's not clearing up here. And stop. Okay, shush. Okay, now the hard one, the hardest one, I should say. We are ready for electricity, and we have 10 seconds. Are you ready? Close your dictionary. Electricity. 1, 2, 3, go. 5 seconds left. And stop. Okay, so that was just for fun. Hopefully you were able to find some of them or most of them. Obviously if you didn't find the last couple, that's okay. You didn't have a whole lot of time there for those. So that's okay if you didn't. Okay, the next thing we're going to do today is review our word usage. We talked about words that have close to the same meaning, but still a different meaning, and you should use one over the other depending on your situation. So I have some sentences here on the board, and I hope that you can read them. They are fairly small. So I hope you can read them. If you can't, I will try to read them for you. But we're working with can and may, fewer, less, among, between, amount, number, again. So let's talk about what the best word is to use in each of these situations. So first of all, we have I can or may, excuse me, drink a whole glass of milk without stopping. So would you say I can or I may? Now likely we would be talking about the fact that you have the ability to do that in that situation. So we would choose can. If we would be talking about having permission, then we would choose may. Next is Mom. Can or may I have some more milk? Now which one would you want to use there? There you should choose may because we're referring to having permission from your mom to have more milk. So then you choose may. What amount or number of milk is in this cheese? Now that sounds really silly to say what number of milk is in this cheese. It's fairly obvious that we should choose amount. But remember the reason for that is because we use amount for items that cannot be counted, or a thing that you can't count. We use number when it is something that can be counted. This cheese has fewer or less fat than the other kind. What would you choose for that? Now again, Fewer is when we're referring to something that can be counted. Less is when we're referring to something that cannot be counted. So we would choose less here. The cheese has less fat than the other kind because we cannot count the fat. Okay? Low-fat cheese has fewer or less calories than regular cheese. Fewer is referring to something that can be counted, and less is referring to something that cannot be counted. Now, what would you choose there? Now, this one is a little tricky. I believe you would choose fewer. You can count calories. It's hard to count them exactly, but I believe you would choose fewer in that situation. I will divide the cheese among or between my two sandwiches. Now remember, we use among when we're referring to more than two. We use between when we're referring to just two. So I would divide the cheese between my two sandwiches. You would choose between in this situation. Okay. Today's lesson 146 on page 265. Let's just go over a couple things. We are still working with a thesaurus, and in the box at the top of the page, it's just talking about a few details of working with a thesaurus. So like a dictionary, a thesaurus has guide words to help you find the words you're looking for. Guide words are the words in dark, bold-faced print, and that works the same as in a dictionary. Also, the parts of speech of the words in a thesaurus are given, whether it's a noun, verb, pronoun, that type of thing. Slang words are labeled to let you know that you should not use them in your writing. Okay, so if there's a word you find in the thesaurus that's labeled a slang word, you should not use that in your writing. Look at the entry word sloping on page 264 on the thesaurus page. The entry word sloping, it says it's an adjective, and then it has the word slanting in all capital letters after it. Now that's because if you want to find the synonyms for sloping, you need to look up slanting instead. Okay, so by the word sloping on the thesaurus page, it says slanting in capital letters. So instead of looking up sloping, look up the word slanting, and they will give you synonyms for sloping or slanting under that word instead. Okay, and that can happen, that will happen other times as well. If it just gives you another word, look up that word instead of the word that you were looking up. You have a crossword puzzle on this page, and you need to use the thesaurus page to answer the questions. Work carefully with what you know about the thesaurus to answer the questions on that page. Next, turn to page 266. You will need to write if the words that they give you are synonyms or antonyms. Next of all, you're going to match the meaning of the word they give you to its antonym. Now remember, antonym is opposite, so match the word they give you to its opposite. Next, you're supposed to correctly spell a homonym for each of the words that they give you. Now remember, what is a homonym? If you don't remember what a homonym is, go back and look in the lesson we learned last week on a homonym. Last of all, you need to write the prepositions from memory. Try to make sure you list all 46 of them, and you can go through the song that we learned last year. Hopefully you still remember it. Thank you for singing that, and if you remember, one day I videoed you singing that, and I have been using that to teach my fourth graders this year the preposition song, which is great. So I've been playing that video, the sound on that video, most days in fourth grade language class, and then we listen to you, and they're learning the song from that. So, so your voices are coming over this a number of times for the song, which is awesome. Maybe you don't think it's awesome, but it is. So thank you for singing that for that. I didn't know last year that we would be using it in this situation, but it worked great. Okay, one more thing. Let's go over an oral book report, not because we're doing it today, but because it's coming up. So turn to page 184 in your book, 184, and we're just going to go over it. First of all, when we're writing an oral book report, the first thing we should do is just write a regular report. Write a regular book report using the steps for a book report. Secondly, you're going to take your main points and write them on an index card. Then you practice saying your report out loud. You're supposed to speak naturally and clearly. They give you a few specifications for that, what you should and should not do. Look at the people that you're talking to. Smile, wear your best clothes. We talked about that before. It is good to dress nicely, but anyway. And then when you're finished, stop talking, take your seat. We are going to have an oral book report in lesson 149 and 150. Last time we just went directly into writing our notes on our index card, but this time, first we're going to write an actual book report, and then we're going to do an oral book report on the index cards and giving the oral book report. So that will be in lesson 149 and 150. Not yet, coming up in however many days that is from now. I guess it would be like 5 lessons from now or something. So you have a little bit of time yet, but we just reviewed that just to give us a heads up about that. So go ahead and do lesson 146 today. Be thinking about the interesting thing that you want to tell me about this afternoon. If you don't have anything, that's fine. Anyway, I just think it's fun to talk about some things like that to spice it up, since we don't have normal school life and talking and playing and seeing each other every day. So anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day and that you find fun things to do and just have a good day at home, whatever you're doing. So I will see you later, and I will talk to you later.